What's up everyone, John here. Got a new video for you guys today. It's going to be an interesting one. This is 3 hacks that you can use to be able to stick to a diet easily and lose weight. So I'm going to be sharing my thoughts through my own experience and try to help you guys get a perspective on how I think is the best way to go about sticking to a healthy diet. So before we get into it, if you find these kind of videos interesting and helpful, make sure to click the notification button and subscribe to the channel to be notified when my next video comes out. Okay, so hack number 1 is going to be do not follow a diet. Now this sounds weird, I know, but just think about it. Between 90 to 97% of people that go into a diet end up failing, and usually they end up failing within the first 2 weeks. So clearly it's not working for us. So there's an infinite amount of diets out there that people follow, diets that are trending. This can be ketogenic diet, the Atkins diet, the paleo diet, low carb, low fat, all kinds of different things that you should try to avoid because all of them just focus on the wrong thing. The term diet itself is kind of problematic in my opinion because when you look it up, the definition is the kind of foods that a person habitually eats, and the other definition is the foods to which a person restricts themselves from. And the second definition is what most people relate into dieting. Basically, when we think diet, we think restriction. So when you look at these trendy diets, they always focus on restriction. So some of them focus on restricting carbohydrates, some of them focus on restricting fats, and some just focus on restricting calories. This is bad because obviously we as human beings, we need calories to survive, we need fats, and we need carbs. There is no need to restrict any of these things. Unfortunately, most people are not educated about health, what foods to eat. Instead, they're just marketed different solutions and diet trends to try out to get results as fast as possible. Just remember, it's not about restricting carbohydrates, it's not about restricting fats, it's not about eliminating gluten or sugar. It's about, trying to get as many healthy whole foods as possible into your diet. Stuff like vegetables, fruits, grains, legumes, nuts and seeds, that is going to be the most important thing. Calories, macronutrients, splits, and that kind of stuff only comes secondary. We don't want to eat crap and develop poor health and just result into those short-term, shortcut diets to look good for certain periods of time. We want to feel and look good for the rest of our lives. All right, so hack number 2 is allow failure. This is an extremely important step because a lot of us have an all or nothing mindset. So we go into a diet, we follow it, we restrict ourselves a lot, and we end up feeling shitty, and then we binge on some food and then just give up on the diet altogether. We have to get rid of this all or nothing mindset because failure is not an option. It's not something that you may do. It's inevitable. All of us will fail. We will make mistakes, and it's about knowing that you'll make mistakes and knowing that when you do, it's just about, getting back on track and continuing instead of just, saying, oh, I screwed up. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Let's go eat Ben & Jerry's ice creams and donuts all day. The world that we live in right now is filled with unhealthy foods everywhere. All the social events you go to, parties, even at work for a lot of people, they have cookies laying around. So it's going to be challenging, and you have to realize that you have to accept that it's going to be challenging. You can't just think, okay, I'm going to be healthy now, so now I can't go to work anymore. I can't go to birthday parties. I can't hang out with friends because they all eat crap, and I can't eat crap, so I can't hang out with them anymore. So when you think like that, it's also a form of restriction. You're restricting yourself from social situations, and without being social, you cannot be happy and you'll end up failing. So it's a long journey in finding a balance between healthy living and eating, and balancing that with a healthy social life. And it is possible. A lot of healthy people have great social lives. It doesn't mean that they only have healthy friends. It's just they have found a way to work around it. So when you decide to jump on this new lifestyle and decide to become a healthy human being and stay away from junk food, when you do fail and you do give in to temptations and you have a donut or a whole pizza or whatever, just try to be mindful about the choice that you made. So think about why you decided to eat this pizza. Is it because of peer pressure? My friends were having pizza and they forced me to do it. Or is it because of food addiction? We all grow up with unnatural amounts of fat from oils, loads of salt, sugar, and all that processed stuff just, artificially stimulates our taste buds and create this kind of like foodgasm, right? So it's really hard to break away from, but you have to realize that you are eating something because you're addicted to it, and that realization is super important because then you can work towards bettering yourself from that food addiction. So you have to ask yourself, why am I addicted to this food? So am I eating this food because there is something that is missing in my life, maybe anxiety or depression or something? Am I eating this food to make myself feel better? Try to figure out what's missing and try to fix it the best you can. Talk to a friend, open up, and those issues may get fixed quicker than you might expect. So that's really important. All right, so hack number 3 is going to be eat more food. I really do believe that you have to eat more food. Now, that doesn't mean eat more calories. It just means eating more volume of food. So obviously, to lose weight and to lose fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit. And the deficit doesn't have to be very low. And that's where the problem is. Calorie restriction is okay as long as it's not too big. But if you restrict your calories too much, you're going to feel fatigued, you're going to get headaches, you're going to get mood swings. So that is something that we want to avoid at all costs. So what I encourage people to do is eat more volume of food in order to lose weight, to feel satiated. There's a tremendous difference in how satisfied you will feel on 2,000 calories based off of, just breads and cheeses and beef and that kind of stuff, as opposed to 2,000 calories of potatoes, rice, beans, and vegetables. So the breads and the cheeses will not fill your stomach up nearly as much as those healthy whole foods will. So the space that it takes in your stomach will, allow the receptors to, signal to your mind that you are full and satisfied and satiated and you don't need any more food. As opposed to if your stomach is half full because you're eating high calorie, low volume meals like pizzas and breads or beef and different kinds of meats, your body will signal that your stomach is still half empty and you need more food. So in an hour later, you'll be hungry again. And don't shy away from fruits just because it's high in carbohydrates. Don't shy away from potatoes, rice and beans because they include carbohydrates. Remember what I said in the first point, it's not about vilifying a certain macronutrient. We have to stop looking at macros. It's the micronutrients and the whole package that counts in the end. Now, I said eat more food. I didn't say eat more protein, and that is one of the things that different trendy diets focus on. The reason why trendy diets increase the protein to such levels and neglect the health consequences at all is just because of the weight loss benefits, just because protein can't be used as energy in our bodies as efficiently as carbs and fats can. But it's not going to be beneficial for your health. It's not sustainable. If you want to know all the related health consequences of consuming too much protein and animal products, watch What the Health, which is a documentary on Netflix. I highly recommend it. Another thing to think about when talking about protein is just realizing that the animal industry is a $3 trillion industry. It's massive, and wherever you find this amount of money, there's always politics, brainwashing, and misinformation involved. So I really encourage you guys to do your own research and figure things out, because we put too much trust into these experts and authorities out there. But we really have to do more research on our own and take responsibility for our own health. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and you find it helpful, share with someone that might need this information. Get them to subscribe to the channel. Anyways, that's it. See you next time. Peace out.